This is my second attempt because I said the wrong word that I cannot say. So here we go with the Jabberoo. Alright, so to begin, I dance, and these are hats, but we're not going to talk about that today, and excuse the crosses. I mean, not the crosses, excuse me, the skeletons on the one hat, the yellow one. I don't believe in, skeletons and whatnot, but I love the top part of the hat. So I kind of am a dancer, so I just was like, it's still a pretty cool, interesting, unique hat, So that skeletons isn't meant to be like evil or whatever. I'm not evil or believe in any evilness things or gothic things, but the hat, if you can see, is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So yeah. Anyways, I'm coming today to talk about the Jabberoo and how much force they're trying to put into people. Not just force, but fear. Okay? With people losing their jobs. We know a few states and a few countries have made it mandatory. My thing is that it's going to happen all over. Okay? So you can find another job, or a job under the table. And I made a video about this previously. You can work from home, with a job that don't require, basically it's like work under the table. Okay, babysitting, nanny, pet walking, dog walker. It's allowed a lot of elders, you know, um, etc. But it has to be like cash, or if it's card, it can't be like taxable, or the government can't be included in it at all. Okay, and taxes taken from it and so forth. Okay, but anyways, so my thing is, I'm a teacher assistant. Last year, due to COVID, there was already a shortage of substitutes and teachers. Okay, so they're struggling even more now due to the new variant that's out. Okay, now I'm not gonna say the name, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to not say anything that get me another strike and back in YouTube jail. Okay, so my thing is that in this world, there's religious people and there's people with medical issues, or both. So you can fight a lawsuit and also suing with those two things due to the Jabberoo. You can fight for it due to your religious belief and medical, you know, your medical issues that you have. Like for me, I have a very sensitive body, even though I'm not going to get it regardless. I'm not going to get the Jabberoo no matter what, because the Jabberoo is Jesus Christ and God. So that's my Jabberoo. So I don't need no other protection. And it's funny how all these people who are protected with this Jabberoo are still getting, you know what? Like, that makes no sense. Even if that didn't happen, even if, people who are getting the Jabberoo and so-called protected are still getting this, you know what? I still wouldn't get it. I still wouldn't get it. I don't trust nobody but Jesus Christ and God. And a lot of religious people are. Sorry about the shaking. I don't have a stand for my camera, so I have to make do with my hands and getting tired. But anyways, so about the shortage, there is going to be half of the world who, no matter what, will not get this Jabberoo, and then you have the other half that will get it due to, and already have gotten it. But the people who haven't, half of the world will get it due to them making it, oh, you can lose your job now. Next thing you know, oh, you can't buy and sell. Okay, let me tell you some tips first of all. Okay, I work as a teacher assistant, okay, at a public school. There's no way that a company is going to make it long. Yes, this will happen. Mandatory Jabberoo all over, all states, all city, all countries, probably islands. That's how desperate they are. Because it's bad, it's evil, it's not safe. And I believe it's the precursor. And it is beginning to seem like the mark. The mark will be so of this if it gets to the point of buying and selling. And it has happened in certain places already. So that's another point of the matter. My thing is, once it get here to me, yeah. Okay, so these companies will have even more shortage of nurses, teachers. How are they going to stay in business? How are they going to stay afloat? The companies will not last. It will not last long. So my encouragement and advice to you and to all the world is to hang on tight. I feel like God is going to help us and take us out of this hellhole. And excuse me, this world is and has always been hell, but it's getting worse and it's going to get worse, okay? So hang on tight, because he will not forsake us or forget us when we need him the most, when things get really, really tough. And the second thing is, when it gets to the point of buying and selling, guess what? Churches give food, food banks give foods, okay? So don't fear. I feel like a lot of people, some are fearing to get the Jabiru, but some are getting it because they're like, well, I don't want to lose my job, so I'm going to take it. Again, that's force. You got some that are fearful of, the virus, and then there's other who just don't want to lose their jobs, and it's a whole force thing. It's not just the control, it's forcing control and fear that they're putting into people. And they're slowly but surely taking things away. Little by little. Oh, you can't go to the bar. You can't go to restaurants. You can't go to this. They're doing it little by little. Why do you think they're not just doing things at one time? Like, boom, making the Jabiru mandatory, like right off the back. Like, why do you think they didn't do that? Because that would create a civil war. And it's creating civil war, but it's happening slowly. And that's what they want. They don't want panic to happen right off the back. Like if there was a war out, hell will break loose immediately. So they don't want that. They want things to happen slowly, where people are slowly panicking or slowly fearing or slowly getting upset and leaving their jobs and, etc., etc. So don't just know there's always a way around things, and they're trying to make it very, very hard where you can't go around things. But let me tell you, when these people are walking out, there's nurses that's walking out, and there's teachers that's walking off the job because they don't want to wear masks. You have half the world who don't believe in the mask, and I'm a person who do believe in the mask. I believe, yes, you still may catch, with your mask, but hey, it helps a little bit. A little bit is better than nothing. I just feel like they know that this virus will not be controlled no matter what they do. It's just about control. And that's how you know it's about control and fear and changing this whole world. It's about the whole new world order. I know about all that, okay? And the new system, okay? The cashless society. I get all that. We see that in Walmart and stores. And the main one is Walmart. Everybody needs stuff from Walmart. Whether you like Kroger, for example. Like, I like both stores. So I actually grocery shop at both stores. I get my meats from Kroger's and I get everything else from Walmart, but sometimes I get other things from Kroger too, like tons of different stuff, like applesauce or etc. But anyways, that's not important. Back on the main topic. They know, just think about it. There's a new, virus every few months that go past. Oh, here's another one. There's not just the D one, it's the L one too now. So it was the C one, now it's the D, and there's also a L one, also with monkeypox out, and you've heard of the hornets and deadly mosquitoes, and of course that hasn't been major like COVID has been. Hopefully I don't get on strike, but think about it, if I get on strike again, I'm not trying to get 3 strikes. If I was to get on 2 strikes, I don't have internet until mid-September anyway. and my phone actually is going to get shut off the 16th when I go back to work, and it'll be back on the 27th. And then my internet may be back on actually the end of August, because I'll be back working. It just depends on how much I get, because I always get a pretty good decent check. But I'm just saying I'll be even making more money due to like 24 hours for meetings. Like we have 8-hour meetings the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th, and school start back the 16th. So that makes my check even bigger than it usually is. So that would be awesome, so I can stay up to date on the news and stuff, because I check it daily. I think it's very important to stay watchful, and of course listening for that trumpet to go off, whether we're here or not, if there's a pre-tribulation or if there's not a pre-tribulation. And my thing is everybody trying to say, once I say there's not, once I say there is, and I say there isn't, but I hope that it is one, and I feel like nobody will be able to prove anything no matter what. Like, you can prove your point of the side, and then they can prove their side of the point. Their point. But my thing is that everything comes to light. Everything will happen. We don't control anything. And everything comes to light. Just like a killer. I'm still watching for the reveal and the finding in the investigation of John Bennett. The adorable, gorgeous little innocent pageant child who was killed in her home during Christmas, and they found one person, but that wasn't the killer. He said he was and confessed, but it wasn't him or something. I don't know how they found out that it wasn't him or something. I guess maybe they did DNA and it was like, okay, this dude is just lying. But anyways, I feel like it may have been the father. I've done a lot of research in that, but everything will come to light. And they basically said that they're the brother, not the one brother that people think that did it. I think it was more than one person, basically. And I feel like the family knew, like the mother and the brother knew about it. But I think it was the dad. And they basically covered up for it. And it may have been an accident, but, and then they continued. But there was a lot. She was raped, hanged after being choked and stuff. So it was maybe an accident occurred, and then that happened. And I'm just assuming that it was the father from my perspective of all the investigation. But the other brother, I didn't even know she had another brother on the side of the family or something like that, who said they're close to finding who did it, basically, due to technology. Technology is better. So just like that, years later, like the Kenneka Jenkins case, we still didn't find out who did it. I think the friends had something to do with it. The manager had something to do with it. Something about organs had to do with it. I did a thorough investigation on that as well, on that case. So everything will come to light. Like, she wrote, one YouTuber found letters on the wall that she did with blood. So some of the letters were basically saying the friends did it. It was a setup, point blank period, even though drugs was in her system and stuff, and liquor, and etc., etc. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that things will come to light. Everything will come to light. The truth will always come to light. A crime, whoever committed that crime will always come up, okay? Something will always come up to prove something. So, to prove if there's a pre-tribulation or not, it's going to either happen or it's not going to happen. If there is a rapture or not, which I believe there is a rapture, for the people who don't believe in God or atheists or not atheists, they just don't believe in it, which I guess you call them atheists, it will happen or it won't happen. So they will find out, won't they? Will they not find out, or will they find out? Because when there's a rapture, then boom, your whole, oh, I don't believe it, but it happened, so now I believe because I'm seeing it. So like I said, everything will come to light. But anyways, my hand's getting so tired. I'm like changing arms. what else do I want to say? Yeah, just hang on tight. Like, when I say hang on tight, hang on real tight, because it's about to be a. I accidentally did a picture, so hopefully this is still recording. Yeah, it's still recording. Just hang on tight, because it's going to be a very, very bumpy ride and hard ride. As you see, each day they're showing that there's another part, which I also knew. Like, I knew that COVID, I didn't know COVID was going to hit, but I knew something bad was going to happen. I don't predict the future. I would never try to predict the future or be that type of person, because those people are evil and bad trying to predict things. But anyway, I woke up like 3 days in a row, kept sitting on the end of my bed like something big and bad is about to happen, like not in my personal life, but in the world. And then COVID hit, okay? So then when they made the, you know what, mandatory, the Jabiru, I mean, not mandatory. When they made the Jabiroos, I immediately was like, as soon as they make this thing, it's going to be made mandatory, okay? And what's happening, okay? And it's slowly. Why do you think they're not having every state right now, or every country, every state, every country, even islands? Why do you think they're not doing every place at once? They don't want all hell to break loose. Excuse my language. They want things to slowly happen, because people won't basically fight back until, protesting and stuff, until their state or country becomes, mandatory. So they're doing it slowly by slowly, so the whole world at one time don't go crazy. It's just one state, little by little. That's what they're doing. They think they're so slick. It bothers me so much. It irritates me and makes me so mad, because I know what they're doing. And then, okay, so once they made the Jabiroos, I was like, and I didn't even know it would be more than one. So, and of course it was made within like a few months. But nothing for cancer. Nothing for HIV. And there is stuff for cancer, and there are things for HIV. It's just for the wealthy people, I feel like. As for HIV, whereas cancer, no, there's actually none, even for, so I was wrong on that. There isn't anything for cancer, okay? But for HIV, I feel like there is something, because Magic Johnson is still living to this day, or whatever that basketball player name is. So, sorry on that mishap that I just said of that error. So anyways, so they're coming out with something quick, okay? We all know it's experimental, okay? It's evil, it's bad, it's not safe, it's devilish, whatever you want to call it. It's all of the above. It's not just one of those, it's all of the above. Like if you're answering a question on a test or quiz, it's all of the above, okay? All of the above. Anyways, what else was I saying? So yeah. So then when they say, oh, you can't buy or sell with the Jabiru, there's another part, and I've been saying this to so many people, and it's unfolding now, that there's two parts of this beast, which is the mark of the beast. There's two parts. Why? Because it's one part, okay, where there's one part that's evil, and then there has to be another part to prove who has the Jabiru and who don't have it. So that's the icing and the completeness of it. I mean, just think about it. Before they made, certain places mandatory, and before they said, oh, you can't go to restaurants, you can't go to these activities, etc., or whatever. Soon it will be employments, and even the army, etc., etc. Why do you think that you can just have one that people think is the mark? And I say it's the precursor, because there's no proof yet. It has to be another proof, like not just a paper, okay, for the Jabiru. There has to be proof. Anybody can lose a piece of paper, and then you gotta wait a day or two, or who knows how long to re-get another one. and let's say, they make it like, oh, you can't buy or sell, and then you have to have proof. They're not about to take a person who is hungry and need food and be like, well, I lost my little paper or whatever. It's not going to go like that. It's going to be something that can't be destroyed or lost easily, okay? Something that can easily be scanned. And everybody carry your phone, so I don't know if it's going to be on your phone or a tattoo or something. And I actually seen a video previously. I can't watch anything without internet. I have to go to the pool by my apartments or like a restaurant close by, like Wendy's or Taco Bell or etc. to use Wi-Fi to watch it. So I'll be doing that the 10th because I have to go to another doctor's appointment. Yeah, and I don't even want to get on that, but I'm gonna have to sue for malpractice of a nurse and the doctor disregarding a nurse mistake, and that basically had me in pain there afterwards, in pain for 2 days, and I'm still sore going on 2 days. But that's a whole nother video I'll have to make out because it's like messed up, very messed up. But anyways, back on this, I want to make this shorter. I'm sorry it's so long. Last thing is people who are finally seeing what we were saying, that the Jabiru is not. It's hard to say. It's hard to say it's not the mark because it's a part of it. It's a part of it. So it's a part 1, and I've been saying this. There's a part 1 and there's a part 2, and they go with each other. Just like Jesus and God goes with each other. Like you can't get to God without going through Jesus first, okay? And they form one, but again, yeah, I'm not even gonna get on that subject because I already talked about it. But anyways, yes, sorry about the shakiness. Lastly, again, there is 2 parts to make this beast in this mark complete, okay? So just watch over time. I always say, just keep watching. I'm always correct, okay, on things that I feel like everybody can see things and perspect things to happen or occur or happen, I'm trying to say, because of something, okay? Like if somebody's been walking around your neighborhood or around your, not the neighborhood, but let's say you got a house and a strange person in a hoodie, you can't really see their face or something, or you can see their face but the hood is kind of covering who it is, and they're completely circling your house numerous times. Wouldn't you think, I think this person is up to something, or they might try to rob me or something? So that's what I'm saying about perspecting things that may happen, okay? And all the things that I've perspected or thought would happen, okay, due to something else happened, okay? And of course, again, I didn't know COVID was going to happen. This virus was going to happen. I knew something bad was going to happen, okay? And I knew that the Jabberus would become mandatory, and I knew that it would, get to the point where, it messes with being able to work, and I was like, it may get to the point where you can't buy and sell. And then if so, that's the mark. But there's, it's just not the Jabiru alone as the mark. It's something for proof. And it's not the little cards, the papers. Again, it's not that, because those are easily, let's say, destroyable. Or you can lose it. And another thing is they can hand it off to someone, I feel like if it's not something that's scannable or on your phone, can't be tricked, okay? Like if it's a piece of paper, I believe it do have your name on it, and they may check your ID to make sure it matches the card, but who knows, maybe they slip up and be like, oh, okay, well, I just see the paper. They can go on in or whatever. But if you have something scanned, it's going to just pop up everything. That's just my opinion, my perspective on that. But sorry that this video is so long. It's like 25 minutes long. OMG. I'm sorry. And I got a call coming in. God bless. I was done anyway.